Welcome, everyone. Thrilled that you're all here. Glad we're at Portland Park for this special occasion. We would like, first of all, to have General Manager Mark Simendinger of Kentucky Speedway, Joey Logano, the Mayor, Greg Fisher, also Audie Wilson from Coca-Cola, if you'd like to come up, Metro Council Representative Sherry Bryant Hamilton, also like to have Mike Mall from PNC. It would be wonderful to bring all of these folks up. And in addition to that, we have some representatives of Game Time and DWA Recreation here as well. Certainly it's a great opportunity for Kentucky Speedway here in Louisville to share with the City of Louisville, Portland Park, the Joey Logano Foundation, and all of the folks that help fund this opportunity to better life in this area. So I'll go through just a little bit of what our program's going to be like, and then I'll ask the mayor to speak. But first of all, it's going to be a wonderful afternoon to bring everybody together. And what we're going to start with is a couple of people speaking, including the mayor, and Joey will reveal a sign that's to my left, your right. And in addition to that, we'll have a groundbreaking behind us. And I think Joey's going to jump on that backhoe back there. So they call it Demo Day with HGTV, I think, something like that. So the mayor of the city of Louisville, Greg Fisher.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming out today. Joey, welcome to our city. Great to have you here. Born in Connecticut, lives in Charlotte, working on a southern accent. Not so much so far, but you've proven you've got a warm heart. We really appreciate that. Joey's also shown that he's a proven winner at Kentucky Speedway in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. And I can tell you, you're definitely going to win a lot of hearts over in our community with this act of generosity here today by creating a great new playground, innovative playground that will serve so many children and family in this neighborhood. I want to say hi to our young guys and gals over there. I'm going to ask you all to help us here in a minute when we pull this sign out, okay? So you guys can get on the news tonight. You're looking good. This is an unprecedented commitment to Louisville from a NASCAR driver, Joey. So good leadership, man. Anyone wants to see the evidence of good work of what Joey's been doing, you can go to his foundation website. It's joeyloganofoundation.com. And I just want to say, there's a lot of folks that do well in sports, in competition, and some of them help their communities. And I just want to say you're not an old man. And so when guys start helping out and gals start helping out when they're young, I think it really just sets a tone for everybody in the community that you're never too young to give back. And so it's a great act of leadership here. Let's hear it for Joey here. I mean, you got a good heart, man. Joey's Foundation invests in organizations that offer second chances to children and young adults during times of crisis. We all need second chances. And then works to inspire others to serve a life of generosity by like what he's doing here today. He accomplishes that by inviting kids to NASCAR races as his personal guests so they can see a whole different world out there, helping stuff backpacks for young adults going through difficult times, so he actually does the work himself, and providing funding for families in difficult situations so they can help pay for their bills. Sometimes a little bit of money goes a long way to save a family, and supplying teachers and students with financial support and resources. So these are just a few of the things that his foundation does. Really appreciate that impact nationally and what you're doing here in our city. As you all know, we're known as 4 years in a row, the International Model City of Compassion. So that means a lot to us when other people step up and help us as compassionate people and who happen to be great race car drivers as well, like Joey over here stepping up to the starting line. I also want to say thanks, Mark, to Kentucky Speedway and the entire team down there. This is an exciting, I won't call it addition now because we're in year 6 or 7.
Well, this is our 8th Cup Series race.
8th.
Almost 20 years operating. Our first actual race was in 2000.
So almost 20 years on the track, 8th Cup Series, and of course the Cup Series is what gets a lot of the attention in big crowds and helps our city a lot. So Mark, thank you to your team down there for doing so much. All right, so now, bottom line is, Joey, we got a new favorite racer here in our team. So whether y'all are attending the race at Kentucky Speedway in Sparta on Saturday, July 14th, or watching it on TV at home, I'd encourage you to look out and cheer on the number 22 car right here, the Ford for Team Penske. Joey, thank you so much to you and your foundation for all the good work. Now we're going to unveil a sign over here as our next order of business. If we could have some of our youngsters to come up and stand around the sign with us, come on up. Help us pull this sign off here. So whatever your folks tell you to do, your coaches tell you to do, come on up.
Joey Logano, everybody.
You guys have pumped me up way too much, and more than I deserve for sure. This is an amazing collaboration of a lot of big-hearted people and organizations that came together to make this happen. You see the sponsors on the bottom that made this happen. Shell obviously does a lot of things with me on our race car, sponsoring our car every weekend. Coca-Cola Consolidated. I've been with Coke as a company for my whole career, and honestly probably one of the most generous organizations I've ever seen. And when you can find organizations that share the same thought process and realizing what life is all about together, was huge. Obviously, the city of Louisville, the mayor, thanks for being here and doing this. This is an amazing honor for me to see this happening. PNC Banks, Kentucky Speedway, obviously what you guys have done means so much to our community here, along with everything else that's going on at the racetrack coming up with the big races. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to thank all you guys for coming out here. This is, for me, one of the biggest goals as a race car driver that I can have. This is what really makes a difference. My wife said it best a few years back is, at the end of the day, do you want trophies around you or do you want people? And that's something that really kind of set in my heart pretty deep. And my answer to that is I want both. And this is one way to do it, right? When as an athlete and someone that can come up to a podium and talk to a lot of people and touch a lot of people, that's why one of our missions is to inspire others to live a life of generosity. And that's what we're doing here today, is inspiring a lot of people while at the same time being able to really make a difference in this community here at the Portland Park. So like I said, I'm honored to be here, honored to be a part of it. This is, like I said, a huge deal to me. And I can't wait to get back out here soon to see it completed and also come out here to see the race, be a part of the race and ultimately win the race and do more with those trophies to really make a change. So once again, thank you. I can't wait to see this thing built. Obviously, we had to put a little racetrack around it. We got to keep the racing theme a little bit here in this town, and it's going to be really nice. It's all state-of-the-art, top of the line is the way we do it, and so it's going to be a lot of fun for the kids when it's all done to add to their already amazing rec center over there, but to upgrade their playground area is going to be a great piece for this community. So thanks again for having me, and what's the next order of line here? Mr. Simmendinger. We're turning it back to you here. Right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Joey. Next up, General Manager of Kentucky Speedway, Mark Simmendinger. Mark?
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. I want to thank Mayor Fisher for coming out. And, Joey, you say that we're too nice to you, but I got to brag on you a little bit more. Sorry about that. But, I go all the way back with Kentucky Speedway, as a lot of you know, all the way back to when we first started. And our history is we've kind of come along at the same time Joey Logano's come along. We were talking about, I don't even remember, but he won in a Legends car at Kentucky Speedway when he was 12 years old or so. But then he came back and he was one of the youngest winners ever in the Xfinity Series. And he ended up winning 3 straight Xfinity Series races, all of them from the pole. So he won the pole and the race, and he was 18, 19, 20 years old. A remarkable accomplishment, obviously led to his success of what he's doing now. And then our history a little bit more, Joey, you may not even remember, but when we announced our first Cup race, there was one Cup driver who came out to help us make the announcement. That happened to be Joey Logano. Shell is our biggest sponsor. Obviously, the Quaker State brand is a Shell brand. Joey is a driver sponsored by Shell, spokesman for Shell. So we have that. And then the way that this all came about, this turned out way better than I ever thought it was going to turn out, because what happens is we pick who we want to come in to promote the race. We have a race coming up July the 14th. Please buy tickets. Tickets available, KentuckySpeedway.com. So we pick somebody. I picked Joey, and little did I know when I picked Joey how well this was all going to turn out, because instead of just coming in to do the media, which is important, and he does a great job at that, and that's really the reason why I picked him, because I knew how great he was at it. But beyond that, Joey said, look, I don't want to just come in and do the media. I want to do something that's lasting and meaningful for the community. And he rallied great sponsors and contacts of his and people that believe in his mission, like Shell, like Coke, like PNC Bank. These are companies that want to make a difference in the community. And this all happened. This wasn't because of Kentucky Speedway. Everything that is happening here is because of Joey Logano. And I think for a driver to take that kind of leadership just makes me feel really good about, Joey, how you've developed. I've watched you growing up, basically. He's a father now. He's married. He's a dad. You know, I would say he's got a mortgage and all that. He might not even have a mortgage. But anyway, kudos to you, Joey. Thank you so much for doing that. You make not only Kentucky Speedway look good, but you make all of NASCAR look good. So good for you.
Certainly a couple of people I'd like to recognize, and one is Senior Vice President of PNC Bank, Bill Mall, or Mike Mall. I'll be all right. I've been you for a while, and I can't believe I said that. In addition to that, we have Metro Council Representative Sherry Bryant Hamilton here. Game Time DWA Recreation, Renee Spicer, Ron Blake, and certainly couldn't do it without Bob Grindway. And now I'd like to bring to the podium the Coca-Cola Consolidated Director of Sales, Audie Wilson.
Hello. I couldn't be any more pleased to be with you today for this special event. I'm Audie Wilson. I'm the Director of Retail Sales for Coke Consolidated, the local bottler here in Louisville. As a company, we're extremely committed to our communities in which we serve. And as an example of that, in 2015, we invested more than $12 million into our new facility on the city's west side, where more than 400 of our teammates come to work every day. I'm humbled to share the podium today with Mayor Greg Fisher, who has done so much good for this city. Thank you. And Joey, you are not only a great Coke family, a racing family driver, but you are also making a positive impact on the lives of so many children and families who need a second chance through the Joey Logano Foundation. And thank you. We at Coke Consolidated believe in caring for our home, our neighborhood, and our neighbors. One thing you should know about Coke Consolidated is that we are committed. We're a purpose-driven company, and we want to take action that support our purpose and strengthen our communities. Last year, we launched our Big Hearts Many Cans initiative, which is about working in partnership with our neighbors to refresh and renew spaces for all of us to enjoy. We like to say that our mini cans might be small, but the hearts in this community are enormous, and we are honored to be part of this groundbreaking ceremony today. We are looking forward to working with the Louisville Parks and Recreation team over the next several weeks on the refresh of this park. In addition to the grant of support, Coca-Cola Consolidated will also be donating picnic tables and benches made from recycled materials to support sustainable communities. So on behalf of the entire Coca-Cola Consolidated team, I want to thank Mark and Tim with the Kentucky Speedway for inviting us to be a part of this incredible partnership with the Joey Logano Foundation. Shell, PNC Bank, and Louisville Parks and Recreation, we also want to thank all of you for your support and pulling all this together. So thank you all very much. We look forward to seeing you later this summer once the park is completely refreshed. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Now it's time to get some shovels in the ground. I think that's okay. And Joey has one more thing.
I have one more thing. I left this out, and it's probably the most important piece that I left out. We're building this in memory of Ashley Hunt. And for a little background of who Ashley is, she's an amazing fighter that fought cancer for a good portion of her life. And we were able to bring her to Kentucky Speedway 5 years ago maybe, and then was able to come to a couple more since then. And she fought the battle for a very long time, maybe one of the most positive people I have ever met, and the strongest woman I've ever met. And we wanted to dedicate this park to Ashley, and I'm so mad at myself I forgot, but this is it's an amazing honor for me to do that for everybody here, and for Ashley and her family. Being in the same state that I met her the first time, it just only felt right to do it here, so I didn't want to miss that part. And now we're gonna go dig.
3, 2, 1.